back this week to John McDonald, who's on the bench. And there at number 4, a young man who's made a tremendous impact in the Rangers defence. I think the general consensus is he's improved more quickly than any other player this season, David McPherson. Well, St Mirren know Parkhead very well in the Scottish Cup. They played in the semi-final against Aberdeen last season. They drew 1-1 and then they were beaten in the replay at Dens Park. Unpleasant memories for them, but they have performed very well in the Cup this season. They scored 5 excellent goals against Airdrie in an earlier round. And there is their leading goal scorer, Billy Stark, who might very well have been a Rangers player himself earlier on in his career. The referee today is Bob Valentine from Dundee. And Bob, if there's a replay, won't be available. He's off in European duties next Wednesday. Well, isn't it a pity the weather has turned foul? The rain isn't taking time to come down, and I think it's kept thousands away from this game. And there's no question but that it has affected the pitch. The groundsmen have been out spiking it, but although it's been a manful effort, I think it's all been in vain because the rain is almost in monsoon proportions at the moment. The pitch is therefore very heavy, and stamina will be a telling factor at the end of the day. Rangers, I think, playing with the wind at the backs, a swirling wind at the moment. They have the advantage of it, I believe, as Bet picks it up on the right. Straight away to the captain, who laid on that excellent goal last week at Ibrox for Ian Redford. Scanlon. Sliding tackle there by Cooper. Tony Fitzpatrick, who scored the last time he played against Rangers. That's Fitzpatrick. And I think the ball's gone over. Throw to Rangers. John McClelland. There goes Scanlon again, cut off there by Patterson. Russell. This is Redford. Good running by Redford. Just a bit too soon with it, but Bet picked it up well. Spunning the obvious pass. Wanted to change the whole tack of the play. That's Redford. And a hand used there by Dawson. Free kick as McAvenny tried to break forward. Patterson just got the nudge. Clark. No, a bit too obvious. Easily read by the St Mirren defence. McKinnon. Dawson to McPherson. On to Clark. That should go over. Dawson goes forward himself. Back by Fitzpatrick. There's McPherson. There's no offside. Away goes Cooper. Turns neatly enough, and Clark is in very hard. Still Cooper, though. They have to use that right foot of his, which he doesn't like, operating. Save hands of Billy Thompson. Dawson. Oh, Ben picks it up well. On towards Clark. He drives in, still has it. Wants to touch it back to Russell, a bit too obvious. Dawson. Russell, brilliant skill. Needs a chip. much too strong. He had 3 players inside. I think he really did opt for a wrong alternative there. The 3 players were inside him, but he decided on a shot. I don't think there was any suggestion of that being a cross, and an accurate chip, I think, would have put Rangers 1 up. Very cluttered the field there. Cooper gets away with it brilliantly. Now Redford. This is McClellan. No, he couldn't turn quickly enough, and St Mirren have been backtracking and certainly not allowing Rangers fullbacks to come up as auxiliary wingers. Clark. Deeply forward to Redford. McClellan. Got to judge it better than that. Ah, you can see McKinnon gritting his teeth as he went in after that. A rather loose ball there by Abercrombie. McClellan, Redford. Russell to Dawson. Once again, McPherson going on the right. There's Russell. Dawson. That's a better ball to Redford. Clark beautifully out. Cooper. That's a neat one in, and it's just passed. It was Bett who came up for it. Well, that was good play. Firstly, Redford directly in front of goal, and everybody seeming to swing round him, almost getting through. And when it broke to Clark, Clark's good vision, seeing the clear space on the left, and Cooper's ball across eventually, knocked straight on by that direct run by Bett. Cooper. A bit too casual by the way he played it forward. It's a better ball there by Cooper. It's McKinnon, overdid it. Redford couldn't get there, swept away there by McCormick. Here's Bett. Dawson. Cooper trying to go for it. There's Clark, and it just passed. It is about all that Clark could do. That high ball swept across. Davy Cooper is not noted as one of the great headers of a ball in the game, but he did get it down, and you could see that Clark had little opportunity other than to prod at it at that, try and flick it away, and it just went past. Neatly touched in by Stark. Little bit of hesitation there between the 3 Rangers players, the 2 central defenders, and Peter McCloy. That's an apology by McCloy, thinking he ought to have been out quicker. This is Wilson. Trying to go on his own. That's not a bad ball. And flipped away there by McKinnon. And this has been St Mirren's best phase of the game, getting more players into the penalty box, causing a bit of uncertainty in the Rangers' defence. Scanlon taking it. Won't be able to get the shot in as Cooper goes away. There's appealed for a penalty. Rather choked appeal though, and there is Cooper. That's a lovely ball forward. Clark. Brilliant chance for Clark. And he can't put it away. Bett tried to go in, and I think it's... Well, we'll see what the referee's given there, but there was a loud shout by Fulton, and that was a great chance for Clark. Bearing down on the goalkeeper, he had to make up his mind very quickly. He decided he would try and wrong foot him and shove it to the side, but there wasn't enough in it. And a little nudge there just before it. Free kick. Well, I think Sandy Clark will regret that miss. That would have been very vital, practically on the half-time whistle. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, you have just seen us replay what was perhaps the outstanding incident in the game, the clearest chance that either side has had, with Sandy Clark almost getting an opportunity to give Rangers a very valuable lead. But believe you me, apart from that, it has been a most undistinguished semi-final, and the sooner everybody gets in there, gets dried up, has a half-time cup of tea and comes back out to try and pick up the level of this game, the better. And St Mirren now have the wind and rain at their backs. Now, the game really, I know it's a cup tie with a lot at stake, but the game really has not been as good as it ought to have been, and I think everybody's looking forward to a much improved performance by both sides in the second half. McPherson just getting a touch there. Clark eats the balls. Redford right off balance. Free kick. Feet put away from Ian Redford. That's McClelland. Very wide open game this now. Pardon the expression, both sides are making really heavy weather of it. Clark. What's a beautiful ball, there's no offside. Russell will pull back deliberately by McAvenny, and that will be a booking. Excellent break by Russell, took it on his stride, and you can see that McAvenny reached out with hardly an assisting arm, and his name goes in the book. Clark is in the defensive wall. That's it again, Russell. That's a chip. Almost came off again for Rangers. Everybody back for St Mirren. There's no offside, or is there? Yes, just. Well, almost a replica of the free kick against Aberdeen. The little flick up through the wall, the run by Russell. And if the St Mirren players have been watching Sports Scene last Sunday, they would have seen exactly the same sort of thing. Almost taken on by it. Was a dangerous one again. Dawson. It's 1 against 1. Here's Redford. All off balance. Bet. Beautiful play by Rangers. Bet on the run. Redford is inside. That's a good-looking ball, and it's just passed by Redford. And Sandy Clark might well have been an alternative player coming in there. One of the best moves of the game so far. There was some space for Rangers to walk on the right. That, in fact, was a great ball by Bet. Notice that, although Redford did get a touch, Clark was coming in on it as well. And Clark was perhaps at a better angle. And here we have a conference about something. Maybe it may well be that the linesman was hit by a missile. Yeah, he's drilling his head. Fitzpatrick. That's McPherson just getting to it. Stark. Patterson. Who just touched away. Russell. Bet nowhere near it. St Mirren still playing with great concentration and defence in particular. That's a good ball forward. There's no offside. Here's Bet. really tries to lob the goalkeeper. He wasn't far off it. And he was as well trying that because St Mirren had come back very quickly indeed. The Rangers players to the left were beginning to be covered closely. So he tried to curl it right, and he wasn't all that far away. Dawson fights back for it, loses his balance, and I think that will be a free kick to St Mirren. No doubt that the fall impeded McDougall's progress. Almost halfway through the second half. Missed by him a minute. That's coolness for you if you like. The ball's still in play, and it's, well, that was quite extraordinary. Actually, a nice, cool piece of play there by McClelland under pressure, but McCloy couldn't make a clean grasp of it, so to sweep it away again. Way by McClelland. Cooper, and again, I think Redford arming it more than anything else. McAvenny creeping in, but there's Scanlon. Ooh, that's not far away. That deceived both the wall of Rangers defenders, and I suspect Peter McCloy. He tried at the end of the day to act coolly about it, but I think that was getting away from him. Well, Russell seemed to give up that. That's a neat turn there by McAvenny. McPherson comes back and gets it. Here's Dawson. Russell picking up, that's a good ball forward to Bent, there's no offside. Good one this time, it must be. Sandy Clark. The St Mirren players are incensed about that, but Sandy Clark has scored his second goal for Rangers, his first Scottish Cup goal for the club. Bobby Russell sweeping it out there, excellent ball forward, and that is where the St Mirren players challenged. I thought there might have been offside, but across it went, giving Clark the simplest of chances, which I'm sure he'll relish for a long while. It's Sumner, Doug Sumner's coming on in place of Tony Fitzpatrick, and in the dugout at the back, you could probably see a very tense Rangers dugout, although they've got in the lead. McAvenny. Scanlon, that's a good ball. Sumner came in. And difficult ball for a goalkeeper to take. He had to swallow it immediately. Bad slip there by Patterson. That's a good ball inside. Doug Sumner. Scanlon. Good tackling there by McClelland. McClelland making the run. Gets a second bite at it. Here's Clark. Nice play there by Bobby Russell. He did a bit more loft than that pass forward now. Billy Stark. Good turning there by McDougall. Scanlon. Was a great shot. And there was a hand, yes. Good save. Really swung it in hard. That, of course, is Scanlon's real forte. That turning inside from the right and hitting it with his left foot. And Peter McCloy did extremely well to get a touch. And up and under again, Sandy Clark after it. Billy Thompson is there, takes it well. Here's Redford. Great tackle by Richardson. Bet is after this. Bobby Russell content to push it out. Clark. McClelland. And it's innocent own goal. The equaliser. That came off Patterson. That loose ball headed down, and Patterson trying to get in the way of it and snub it out. In fact, has pushed it in, and that is 1-1 with exactly 6 minutes remaining. And I must say that St Mirren have fought back very hard indeed. He didn't give up at all, and now it's very level again. McKinnon tries to go forward. That's a free kick. Very awkward effort there by McKinnon. Richardson. No penalty. Rangers hemmed in all the same. That's Cooper. Goes to the outside. Minute and a half remaining. Scanlon. There's McKinnon. To Cooper. Redford. On to Bet. Bet, a good run by Bet. Warner just touched away. Great piece of covering by Fulton. Right at the death, there's only a minute remaining. I think Clark would have bulleted that in if Fulton hadn't come right across.
Shall not be moved, not by the head, the hands of the sail.